Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm back to talk about Arrow. 2 episodes this time. Episode 716, titled Star City 2040, which premiered March 8th, 2019, and episode 717, entitled Inheritance, which premiered March 25th, 2019 on the CW. I'm recording roughly 25 minutes after 717 has aired, so huge spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the episodes already, please go do so first, and then come back and see what I have to say about the episodes. My other video reminders are up on screen, so take a moment to remind yourselves of those, as well as another reminder. I haven't read any of the comic books, so whatever thoughts, speculations, predictions, any of that type of stuff, it's all derived from what I have seen from the show itself or from any of the other shows in the Arrowverse. So I only know about all those backstories and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to do some 15 minutes. Let's start the clock, and let's begin with what happened in these 2 episodes. A little different format than the single video ones, but still covering the basics. But let's get right into it. So the main plot reminder. For 716, you can easily say that this centered strictly around the events of Star City 2040, so the flash forwards we'd be getting. Now with 717, the main plot, I would say, is the fact that we find out more about Emiko and her connection to the Night Circle, which is the group that Dante's a part of. So there's that. But moving on to the most shocking moment of the episode, for 716, I'd have to say it would be Nisa Al Ghul being the one who had trained Mia Smoke since she was a little toddler, and trained her all the way until she is the version of Mia we see being played by Kat McNamara. So at least we know Nissa survived far into the future, and whatever mission she's out currently in the Arrowverse, she's going to survive that. So I wasn't expecting that little cameo there. That's the shocker. For 717, the shocking moment has to be the fact that Emiko was behind the attack on the Queen's Gambit that resulted in Oliver being shipwrecked and Robert killing himself to save Oliver. I mean, it was implied when Emiko was burning the schematics for the Queen's Gambit. I always thought Merlin was the one behind it, and I thought that was clarified in the earlier seasons between Moira and Malcolm, but I wasn't expecting for it to make a return with Emiko. So shocker right there. So let's move on to storylines. For 716, 3 different storylines was the fact that we were trying to locate Felicity as one, 2, locating the bombs that are threatening Star City, and 3, or was it in the Glades? I don't know. It was that. But 3rd was also Mia's childhood. So that was in the form of her own flashbacks within the flash forwards, which would still be flash forwards for us present day people. So there's that. For 717, the storylines include stopping Dante and the Night Circle. 2nd one is Black Siren's defense when people doubting her intentions and stuff. And the 3rd one are the flashbacks of Emiko's past from when she was 11 years old up to the present day. So there's that. Last scenes of the episode, though, for 716, we see the present day Felicity successfully testing the Archer program at home as her new security system. So she is the creator of the Archer program that's terrorizing the future. So there's that. And for 717, the last scene of the episode showed present day Emiko telling Dante that she has plans to acquire the Archer program for the Night Circle. And then flashback last scene being Emiko burning the schematics for the Queen's Gambit. So there's that. Moving on with the flashbacks, though, for 716, flashbacks, which are technically flash forwards for us still, but it's flashbacks from Mia as we see her childhood up until her childhood and also her adult life before she became Black Star, and then it converges into where we last saw her in the current moment in 2040. Now, with the flashbacks for 717, this is us seeing Emiko at 11 years old when Robert abandons them for the first time, and then later on when she meets Dante and he starts training her, and then fast forward to when she's an older version of Emiko being trained by Dante, and they're going to see Robert for a business venture just before he leaves for the Queen's Gambit, and then only for him to turn it down and show priority over Oliver, and then her burning the schematics. So there's that. Now, for the flash forward update, well, for 716, it was a whole episode, so I don't really have to go into it, but there was no 2040 segment in 717, so there's that as well. Suffice to say, the same thing could be said for Green Arrow update, but in the reverse. We don't see Emiko or any mention of the Green Arrow in 716, but in 717 we see a whole bunch of it. We found out that Emiko is a leader of one of the leaders of the Night Circle, and Dante works underneath her now because she threatened him, like, don't question my authority again or I'll kill you type of thing. And then also we find out that Emiko has either gone rogue from the Night Circle in search of her mother's killer, and then she's supposed to be back with her Night Circle responsibilities or something like that. I don't understand why she doesn't just use the resources of the Night Circle to track down who killed her mom. But anyways, there is that. And they have some nefarious plans in the works as well. So moving on to main tidbits. There's a whole bunch for 716 because I just really did not know where to put them, but they need to be said. So first one is Connor is an agent of Night Watch, which is apparently a good version of Argus, according to William, or he knows it as that. We also find out that Connor grew to care for Mia, implying that they were in a relationship with each other. He does talk about having superhero parents adopting him and how he questioned it growing up, but now that he's older, he understands where they're coming from. Excuse me. Also, we have him doing a shout out to Spider-Man about the whole with great power comes great responsibility. So apparently they have the Marvel comics in the Arrowverse. Also, it's quite funny because the same week that 716 aired, Flash also made a Spider-Man reference in that episode as well. So there is that. We also find out that William doesn't go by Clayton anymore. He might be going by William Harris because he's a big higher up in another company. I just didn't know if that was the name he used was his actual new name or if it was an alias for his cover. We also found out that William brought up an investor from Emerald City, and Mia believes that it was Felicity that was his secret investor. Again, I thought that was just a cover story, but apparently he's using his life as his cover. Also, we found out that taking down Galaxy One, which is the cover corporation for Eden Corp, is a personal mission for Felicity. It was implied that Eden Corp was the one who corrupted her Archer program, possibly, because then it transitioned into present day Felicity putting Archer online. Also, we see that 2040 has technology within clothing to identify people, and they also have portable DNA replicators as well. So it's quite a bit fancy tech we got going on in potentially 22 years, 21 years now. So there's that. And moving on, tidbits for 717, we do have Elena Whitlock from Helix back again, and Felicity hires her for Smoke Technologies, possibly as a CFO or CTO. I don't know what title she gave, but it was higher up though with benefits. So she continues working on the Archer program while Felicity helps Team Arrow try to track down the Night Circle. Again, no flash forwards in this episode, which makes me wonder if 716 was the last we'll be seeing of the flash forwards, or they're just giving it a break because of that. Also, we see Dinah doubting which side Black Siren is on. And we also have Oliver mentioning Thea to Emiko for the first time in a long time. So there's that. So let's move on to top favorite moments. For 716, what I really liked is the fact that we got all the different fight scenes. We got to see Mia fighting by herself, but then we also got the future Team Arrow doing their own fight scenes. So it was fantastic to see the skill level of these people once again in action. So there's that. Another favorite of mine was seeing mother-daughter reuniting once again and just the dynamic they have between them. It was also interesting to see what their dynamic was in the flashbacks for them as well. So it was very interesting to see that. It still breaks my heart that Oliver is not included in any of this, though it has been highly speculated that he does die in the Crisis of Infinite Earths based off of like what happened in the comics that I'm made aware of. But these flash forwards are surely cementing the fact that he is killed off in that crossover. But again, no confirmation or denial over where he is right now in the future. So there's that. Also, another favorite was the fact that we got to see Felicity reuniting with her old Team Arrow teammates again. So that was something there. It was also great just to see Felicity and Roy in a scene together, since that hasn't really happened since season since the last time we saw him last year, was it? I think maybe I think, I don't know, but yeah. So there's that. But for 7/16, my favorite would have to be Diggle bringing up the past to make comparisons with the current situation they have with Emiko. He brought up they brought up their other siblings that have turned out to have betrayed them, and how it affected Team Arrow and how it affected them as a whole, and the other people. So it was just interesting to see those parallels. We got mentioned, he talked extensively about how his brother Andy betrayed him for working for Damien Dark back in season 4. We got mentions of Thea working for Malcolm in season 3 and betraying Oliver that way. It's kind of like implied references for that one, but Diggle specifically talks about Andy's betrayal. And it was just very interesting to have that callback to the history we've seen of these characters. Oliver making fun of the fact that what's happening with Emiko, he doesn't like the fact that he's reminded that this has happened before to him already, which implies what will happen with Thea, what had happened to Thea. So I just really like the parallels, the fact that they're acknowledging that this has happened before in the past and they're not forgetting about it. I kind of wish that they would learn from what happened the first time around and not do the same mistakes this time, which Oliver seems to kind of be making. But I really like the conversation. It's also great to have like Diggle and Oliver having one-on-one conversations as well. So I did appreciate that. And another favorite I did have was the fact that we got to see Felicity working with Elena again. I mean, a favorite was just their overall excitement together over the Archer program and how they just were steaming with ideas and how to work together and to work with each other. So I really like that as well. But moving on to top peeved moments. For 7/16, the only peeve I really had was a continuity error, and I could have sworn that during Mia's fight scene in Dale's office, it looked like at some point she was missing a shoe, and then suddenly it was cut to her not to her having the shoe again, and it's supposed to look like one continuous fight scene, right? But because of that missing shoe at one cut and then it being there shortly afterwards, it took me out of the moment, which is why it's a peeve, because I hate it when I notice continuity errors, because then it's something I just can't forget afterwards. So that was the only peeve I really had with the episode. Otherwise, I loved the 2040 focused episode. So there's that. The peeve that I had for 7/17 was the fact that we found out that Emiko is a traitor, as she is not only working for Dante, but she is the leader of the Night Circle, which is what they're calling a terrorist group. So there's that. I'm wondering if it's supposed to be in the same league or even on a bigger league than the League of Assassins was. So I guess we'll have to wait and see about that. But let's move on to random questions very quickly. For 7/16, I do have 2 questions. One being, will we still get flash forwards to 2040 in the remaining season 7 episodes, or was this episode the final chunk of it? Because they did leave a lot of questions left for those characters to kind of search through. Another one is, what could have led Felicity to lose ownership over the Archer program to where Kevin Dale got his hands on it in the future? Or how long after Felicity created Archer program did it take for it to get corrupted and put in the wrong hands? I hope it was meant to be like a recent corruption thing. Maybe that's why Star City kind of went down in the dumps because of it, instead of doing what she initially planned for it to do. But I really hope she put like a safeguard or a back door that only she could use inside the program to kind of shut it down. But I guess we'll have to wait and see about that and when we do get more flash forwards into the future. So there's that. Now with 7/17, the questions I had were 4 of them. First one being, when working for Dante, why doesn't Emiko wear a mask? For when she does that, so every time she's working as the Archer for the Night Circle, she's wearing her night gear, her Archer gear that's a little different, but it's still colored red. And yet she doesn't wear a mask. She doesn't wear a hood. She doesn't wear anything that conceals her face. So I'm wondering why that is. It always annoys me that once we find out the identity of someone, they just stop wearing they they stopped wearing concealers to hide who they are. I mean, yeah, we get that that's you, but like still, like I'm just supposed to believe that now that everyone else is not supposed to know it's you, and with the fake mask you're wearing. It's like kind of like with, what is it? It's kind of like with the whole Sailor Moon concept, or with yeah, it's kind of like that. How everyone's just supposed to believe, like with a wave of a wand, and they put a different pair of clothes on and a tiara on, like that's it. You're not supposed to tell that this scout is not supposed to be this teenage girl who looks the exact same thing, exact same hair color, same hairstyle. It's like, so it's like that. Or with Superman, it's like you're gonna expect me to just, or Superman and Supergirl, you just take off the glasses and they're suddenly these superheroes, and you can't tell that it's them when they're wearing the glasses. It just, am I supposed to believe that's the case for Emiko? Sorry, I gotta get that. Sorry. Also, the timer went off when I was getting the phone call. But anyways, yeah. So like, I should have went with that one instead of the Sailor Scout one. But like, you get what I mean, right? So it makes no sense why she's not wearing a mask at all. And then also leading into that, of all the colors she could have picked, why is her archer uniform for the night circles, why is it red? Why? I don't get that. Why not blue? We have not seen a blue archer yet. Red archer is supposed to be Arsenal and Speedy. I don't need it associated with Emiko. I need a different color. Not green because it's Oliver, not red because it's Roy and Thea's. Why not blue? Why not orange? Why not brown? Why not yellow? Why not purple? I don't care. Make it a different color. So it's like, why not blue? Blue or purple would have been good. I could see that being associated with Night Stalker or Night Circle because of the dark colors and everything. So why not for that? But anyways, next question. When Team Arrow was trying to take down Dante, I was just wondering, where was Argus? Why didn't they have Argus back up since they were also trying to go after Dante? Or was it just specifically Diggle and Lila, so they couldn't really get Argus sanctioned backup, which was stupid, I believe. But there's a question there. And last question. Is Felicity the only one that has gotten to know Black Siren? Because Dinah claims that she doesn't know her, and that's why she's scared, because she doesn't think that Black Siren knows who she is as well. But has Dinah even taken the time to get to know Black Siren, to kind of take away that fear of her not knowing what side you're on, so I don't know who you are type of thing? So there is that. But let's move on to predictions very quickly. Based off the promo for 7/18, which returns at April 15th at a new time of 9 p.m. because Legends takes its 8 p.m. spot. We see Black Siren back in action as a vigilante. There are murder accusations against her, so to the point that they're now calling her the former DA. And it looks like in a bit of a very quick sequence, we see a bit of White Canary, so maybe we'll see Sarah in this episode as well, which I'm so excited for. Like, already, just that split moment of someone dressed in all white, which is White Canary, is like, okay, bring her back. Bring Sarah back for an episode that is focused on Laurel of Earth 2. You better bring her doppelganger sister back, for sure. And also, because it's more than 2 weeks away, there is no synopsis uploaded yet for the episode, so we'll just have to wait and see what that episode entails for us. But they did reveal that it's called Lost Canary, which is fitting for sure. So there is that. But otherwise, guys, that is pretty much it. What'd you think of the episode? What'd you guys like about it? Which episode did you prefer, 7/16 or 7/17? Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts, theories, and predictions about all that fun stuff. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, check my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I reblog promos, web clips, quotes, GIFs, synopses, news, all that good stuff. I'll find in one place. Go check that out as well. Also, WordPress account, link for that is down below. Everything I post online is connected to my WordPress. It's a little more organized, it's a little more detailed, but it's still a work in progress as well. So, otherwise, wow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you come back next time to see what I have to say about the next episodes. After this hiatus, we'll have the final 5 episodes run straight through until the finale. So, I'm ready for it. So otherwise, guys, thank you so much. This is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week, wherever you are. Bye for now.